Fuck you, Craig.
Yeah, fuck Craig.
Yeah.
All right. This is the week 15 results and week 16 preview in the NFL on the Huge Sack podcast with me, Philip, and Lance and Luke. Today's episode, we're going to go through our highs and lows for the week, our personal teams. We're going to do our picks, and then we're going to discuss, try to debate a little bit at the end, and then we'll do Lance's corner, and we'll send you on your way. So that sounds good to everybody else. I guess we'll hop right into it. We're going to start with our highs and lows. I'm going to swing it over to Luke. He's going to tell us about his highs and lows for the week.
Yeah. So my high and low for the week come from the same game. I have the Jaguars as my high and the Cowboys as my low. So the Jaguars they are still a bubble team and trying to prove that they can get into the playoffs, and now back-to-back weeks they've played a hell of a game both weeks, and they they look like they're doing a great job. And like this week with my low, they played the Cowboys, who are they're kind of in a wild card spot right now since they're in the same division as the Eagles. But I don't they I don't know what happened. I know the game went into overtime, but the Cowboys realistically should have won it. We've talked about them this year on how they are finally performing to expectations, and expectations of the Cowboys with the team that they have, they should be pretty dang good. But this week they just couldn't do it against the Jaguars, who realistically, I mean, they are one of the newest teams in the NFL still, so they haven't been good in the history of their organization. But, they're playing great football right now, and the Cowboys I don't know if they're kind of starting to coast for playoffs, which it's too early to do for them, but I don't know. It was a great game for the Jaguars, and Cowboys should have won realistically, but what can you do? So with that, I think I'm going to transition over to Lance with your highs and lows, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm not going the same game, but I am going the same division. My high this week was the Buffalo Bills. They had a divisional dogfight game in a snowy Buffalo against the Dolphins, and yeah, like I said, it was a dogfight. The Bills had to do a little comeback against them and got a big win against a very dangerous Dolphins team they that they lost to earlier in the year, and yeah, big win for them, and clinched a playoff spot with it. So big win for the Buffalo Bills. Transitioning to my low would be the New England Patriots. They're a bubble team as well. So pretty much gotta win out, and playing a lesser Raiders team. I know they're playing a little bit better, but I think we gotta bring up what is now being called the worst play in NFL history with that last second ditch effort to try to do some laterals, but that did not go the Patriots' way, and instead was a interception on Chandler Jones and just steamrolling Mac Jones and took it to the house. But so bad loss for the Patriots that desperately need wins at this point. Those are my highs and lows, so I'm gonna switch it over to you, Phil.
All right. Yeah, Bills Dolphins game was nuts, by the way. That was a very entertaining game.
Yeah.
Anyway, my high for the week is I'm actually gonna do a game. My high for the week is the Bengals, and my low for the week is the Bucks. To me, I guess I originally picked the Bengals because I saw a little bit of a comeback in the second half, and that was kind of a tip of the hat from a Vikings fan to the Bengals. I feel like they clutched up when they needed to, and that's just a big win for them, especially against Tom Brady and the Bucks. So I'm gonna just I don't really know what to say about the Bengals. We know that they're a good team. They should have won this game. Just the fashion that they wanted is probably the reason why I have them as my high. The Bucks, on the other hand, are currently where are they at?
They're
They're
top of the
in the
division.
hunt of their division. Yep.
No,
Okay.
I think they're top of their division. So even with the losing record, they are in the playoffs right now.
Yep.
Oh, the Cowboys clinched a wild card spot?
Cowboys and Bucks aren't in the same division.
But what I'm getting at is that they clinched playoffs. The Cowboys clinched playoffs and the Eagles
Yeah.
clinched playoffs. Okay, sorry, okay, regardless, the Bucks record is nothing to brag about. Anyway,
6-8, I believe.
regardless, guys.
Yep.
Bucks need to win this game. You got to win this game. You're sitting at 6-8. I don't know, man. Tom Brady, 2 interceptions. Looked like they pretty much handled the game the whole way. Better total yards, better passing yards, better rushing yards. Is the turnovers. Anyway, they looked like shit, and that's my highs and lows. It was mostly about the Bengals, and it was kind of a tip of the hat. So we're gonna switch right on into my Vikings, if that's okay.
If you must.
Yo. All right. That was an insane game, guys. Let's talk about the first half first. I cannot think of more things that could have went wrong for the Vikings in the first half. There was zero production, okay? And everything was going right for the Colts. That's all I have to say about the first half. The second half now. I don't really know. I don't even know how to feel about this game. This game was just nuts. Here's the one thing that I'm taking out of this, okay? I think for the first time this season, the Vikings showed how that might have been their ceiling in the second half of that game. And I feel like I don't know, man. If they can play consistent at that ceiling, who's going to stop them? Their defense played nuts. They, I don't know, 460 yards of passing for Kirk Cousins. 3 players essentially in triple digits for receiving yards. They just played awesome. I'm really pleased with the Vikings. I hope that they continue to win like this, and I actually kind of hope that they blow out. Who are they playing next week? Who do we got? Giants. We should blow them out. I'm kind of hoping that they blow them out because that'll be like the staple for me. But they got the division. I'm pretty happy about it. Anyway, I will transition from my personal team into Lance's personal team. Talk about our Broncos, Lance, huh?
Yeah, I'll talk about my Broncos. They actually won, boys. They won. I said a few weeks ago that I was never going to pick them to win another game, but I can't believe they pulled this off. And they did it without Russell Wilson, which that's a pretty bad look on his part. But Brett Ripien, he had a pretty decent game. I mean the game overall was a little bit boring until the end. I think it was, I don't know, going into the middle of the third, fourth. I think it was still like 9-3. But the Broncos offense finally got rolling. They ran the ball good. Ripien did what he had, and good win for the Mile High City. Let's ride with Brett Ripien. That's about all I got. So, Luke, talk about your Packers.
Yes, sir. Um, I guess something I gotta say just before I get to my Packers, um, regarding, say, like Phil, your Vikings, and then uh, the that Raiders game. A lot of my coworkers are not big football fans, just for the fact that they think everything is rigged in professional sports now. And I like football. I try not to see that side of it. I gotta be honest with, not to take away from the Vikings win or the Raiders win, but stuff like that happening that's just iffy to me. Maybe we can bring that up in the debate towards the end of the show, but not taking anything away, but it's just it's both of the endings to those games are in the unbelievable category, to me at least.
We'll
But
absolutely bring this up in the debate.
just getting to my Packers, I guess they got to win. They are still technically in the hunt for playoffs. They'd have to win out, and the Lions will have to lose, which, I mean, the Lions are playing pretty good football now too, so I don't have high hopes for them making the Packers making the playoffs, but I don't. It's kind of like the Buffalo Miami game this week. Granted, Miami is a lot better team this year than the Rams are, but it's these teams that are coming from warm weather areas into outdoor cold weather areas, and it's I both the Bills and the Packers in this instance, and not this year, but usually like Soldier Field for the Bears, they do have really big home field advantage come wintertime. And I don't know if that played a huge role in it, but I think there is definitely something to say about it. But I'm just overall, Packers got the win, happy about it. Still kind of with you, Lance, where it's great, but it's not really going anywhere. Uh, let's uh, let's head it back to you, Phil. Let's get into our picks.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's jump right into our picks. Lance, do you want to give us a score? Or you want to let us know who's in the lead? What do we got? What order are we going in today?
Yep. So we're going Luke first. He's still the top dog. Well, I guess top dog again because you guys are tied. But Luke is at 144. Phil, you're at 143, and yeah, Lance is 133.
Boy.
You're 10 games behind.
Yeah. Did you do your math wrong again, dude?
No, I did not.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yikes.
I've had a few. Well, I think last week, week 14, I think that was really my down week. So yeah,
And then you were trying to get
I don't.
back this last week.
I was right behind you guys. I only had a few other wrong.
I thought you were only one or two behind Phil initially, and then like three behind me.
Oh, dude, I've only been 2 behind you, max.
Well, yeah, and I thought Lance was within one or two of you.
I thought he dropped
Yeah,
it.
I think I was just in free fall the past few weeks.
Like the Broncos. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
All right. All right, let's jump right into this. You guys know the ropes. I'll call out the game. You guys just let me know who you think you're gonna win or who's gonna win. We're gonna start with our Thursday night game. It's got the Jags at the Jets.
I am going to go with the Jaguars.
I'm also gonna go with the Jaguars.
Yep. Same Jacksonville.
All right, we have the Falcons on. This is on Saturday. The Falcons at the Ravens.
This one's kind of tough for me, but I think I'm going to go with the. Is or either of you, is Lamar going to play?
I think
Sure.
Lamar is gonna play.
Uh, I'm just. I think I got to go with the home team this time. I'm going to go Ravens.
So we're gonna go Ravens on this one.
Yeah, Ravens.
All right, we have the Lions at the Panthers.
Panthers disappointed me pretty hard last week, especially with Deontay Foreman only getting 0.9 fantasy points.
I hear that.
That's partially the reason I lost and I'm out of the playoffs. There you go, Phil. We talked about it. Mad about it. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I'm also gonna do the Lions on this one.
Yep. Lions.
All right. Seahawks at Chiefs.
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 Yep, Chiefs.
Saints at Browns.
I think I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I'm with you on that. I'm gonna go with the Browns home team.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think it's gonna be cold in Cleveland, so go Browns.
Texans at Titans.
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 Yeah, Titans.
Dude, low key guys. Texans have been playing kind of good.
They have been.
They
Well,
got nothing to lose, so
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of they have nothing to lose, plus teams are playing to the level of their opponent more than they should.
yep.
Bengals at Patriots.
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yep, Bengals.
We're not having a
Giant.
whole lot of debate here.
We're gonna
not gonna.
we're gonna debate what you fucking talked about earlier. Then. Giants at Vikings. Vikings. Sorry.
How the hell do the Vikings have so many home games now?
I think this is their last one.
It is because they have a couple division games, don't they?
Yep.
Vikings.
Vikings, but it's gonna be one score.
Okay.
Yeah, I also agree with that. But yeah, I'll go Vikings too. I think they're gonna ride that high.
Guys, I think we're kind of locked in. We know which teams are going to be winning.
Yeah, I think
There's a
it's pretty
couple here.
decided. It's pretty decided at this point.
Yeah. Bills at Bears.
Bills.
Bills.
Yep, Bills.
Commies at Niners.
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 Eagles at Cowboys. Here we go, guys.
Divisional game. Eagles have been riding a high basically all season. Cowboys are pissed. It's at the Cowboys. Both good defenses.
I might add that Hurts got hurt.
Yep.
Hurts is hurt.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like out hurt?
Not
or
yet. Not yet.
he
Not
hasn't been ruled out yet.
What do you know what the injury was?
Shoulder.
I think Hurts is a better quarterback than Dak.
Better pick.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
I'm also gonna go Cowboys.
Shoot, I thought maybe this was the one we were going to talk about, but I'll go with Cowboys too.
What the hell? All right, we got Raiders at Steelers.
Steelers aren't doing too bad. Raiders are picking it up.
Raiders got gifted a win.
I don't disagree with that.
The Raiders lost to the Colts.
Who is the home team again, Phil?
Steelers.
Steelers.
I'm also gonna go Steelers. They were good for me last week.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Steelers too.
Packers at Dolphins.
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 All right, guys, here we go. Broncos at Rams.
Ugh. These are both just overall not exciting teams to watch this year.
And I think Russ is back this week.
I'm going to go Rams then.
Baker. You got a stout defense. Broncos.
So I'm going to go back on my word
You
that I
picked
said a
Broncos?
few weeks ago. Yeah, I'm going to take my Broncos. That defense against Baker, I think
Yep,
they're going to eat him alive.
that's what I'm thinking. All right, well, Luke's got something to say to us later. Broncos. Rams. All right, we have the Buccaneers at the Cardinals.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, Bucks.
Chargers at the Colts.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'll do the Chargers.
Ah,
I know that one was
Well, I
kind of weird
think-
to me.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, I think I'm going to fall a few more down behind you guys, but I'll take the Colts.
They might, dude.
They might. If they just play like they did in the first half of that Vikings game, then I think they
Well-
could beat the Chargers.
Right into debate. Keep talking about it.
Yep, we'll debate after.
No,
Yeah.
this is done. That's it. That was all the
Oh,
picks for the
good.
week. That was Monday night game.
Okay,
Talk about-
let's start with that one, just because I got something to say for Lance at the very least on picking
Okay.
the Colts.
Just go for it. Keep talking.
It's Matty Ice. He's not a second half player anymore. He lost in the Super Bowl a few years ago
Yeah,
was that to the Bucks or to the Patriots? Whenever Tom Brady
Patriots.
was
I remember.
Yeah.
That was that's at least the Super Bowl record for a comeback, and now he had the biggest NFL comeback overall against him.
You know what?
Yeah.
I understand
I
why
won't
Lance is saying this
I won't
because
say it's his fault.
they
I'll
have.
just say it's on his team.
I guess where I'm at with this is I understand because they have potential. I mean, they're not a bad put together team. They have a good run game and stuff, and I feel like in general they could probably. I think Lance is picking this game because this is his best odds of getting one up on us. The other games, I
Yeah.
mean, if you
Yeah.
pick any of those other games,
There is that, and like I said, if they play half as decent as they did against the Vikings, I I don't think that Herbert would put up a game like the Vikings did to beat them. And I get that the Colts aren't going to score 33 points or whatever it was in the first half, but
If they
I
could
don't know.
figure
I just think if they just make this a boring game, I think the Colts have a chance to win.
if they can figure out how to spread those 33 points along all four quarters, I think
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think the Colts definitely have a great chance.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't disagree on your shot on Matt Ryan though.
Yeah, facts. All right, let's jump into the Broncos and the Rams game. Was also something different there. We had Luke pick the Rams to win this game, and I think Lance made the biggest point, and we both said it at some point. That Broncos defense is just going to eat that offense alive. They don't have enough firepower anymore.
I know that the Rams only put 12 points up in Lambeau, and I get that part of that was with the weather, but I think the Broncos have a way better defense than the Packers do, personally. But
That's not even a shot. The Packers defense have been awful ever since they won the Super Bowl, like what, 11 years ago?
yeah,
Gee, right?
two if
Well,
2010, I think.
Yeah, it's been
the
a while.
2010 into technically winning it in 2011, I thought, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't remember.
yeah, whatever
Anyway,
it was.
okay,
But
Luke,
to the oh, I was
continue.
still gonna say that Denver got their running game going, and the Packers running backs kind of kind of shredded the Rams defense, honestly. And I think if they just stick to that and they don't lean on Russ because Russ hasn't been playing good, that is if he plays. But I think if they could get the running game going, I think they can get through that Rams defense. And so that's all I got on the Broncos. Hope they fingers crossed.
You want to tell us why you
Okay.
think the Rams are going to win this game?
Um, I'm gonna go with Rams are the
They are the
home
home
team.
team. Yep.
That's gonna be part of it. But then because you guys said that it does look like Russ will play, and with uh, Denver paying him the big bucks, I think they're going to try and make him do something like they have this whole year, and he's going to be the typical Russell Wilson of this year and not put up very many points.
Can you back up? Yeah, and I'm with you on that. I understand that, but I gotta go back to 2 weeks ago when he got injured, right? He was
When
cooking, dude.
yeah,
I don't know,
He was
man.
cooking. If he didn't dive there and
against
get hit in the head, they might win that game.
I'm sorry, Lance. I don't trust the Broncos this year. I don't trust
I'm
either team, to be honest.
I
Both
I
of
don't
them.
I don't trust the Broncos either. I'm just giving them a chance in this one.
I don't trust the Rams very much either. This one is kind of just, I don't care for Russell Wilson this year, and the Rams are the home team. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of my
Yep.
point
And
on it.
I get that play.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the thing that I don't understand. Luke thinks the NFL is rigged.
No, I try not to see that. That's my coworkers don't overly care about football because that's what they talk about. Everything's rigged. There's way too much money on the line. Of course, there's something rigged, either with the refs or with this or that. And I mean, it to an extent, they're like it's the WWE basically, where everybody knows that that's not real wrestling.
Can
And
I back up a second here though? I gotta ask, what do you? Okay, so you commented on the Raiders and the Vikings.
mhm.
What to you would have been the rigged part of the Vikings game? I understand what you're saying about the Raiders game.
Yeah, do we even need to talk about the Raiders? He
No,
passed it
that was a disaster. That was literally, like they said, that was the worst play in NFL history.
even worse than the butt fumble.
It was absolutely.
Yeah.
But I am wondering what you believe about the Vikings game was, or how it could have been rigged. I get it; it was unbelievable.
I just don't understand how teams can seemingly do so well. And like I do understand that teams do pretty well and then decide to try and coast a little bit. Maybe not going for deep throws when they're up so high, or maybe just going for runs to kill time, whatever. I understand that. But it's like, how can a team do so well in the first half and then not show up in the second half? That's something that I don't understand at all.
The other team makes adjustments that trump. That it's like
You
it's a back and forth kind of deal. If the Vikings are playing like crap, they got to adjust, right?
I
If nothing
understand.
they're doing is working against the Colts, they're going to adjust. Well, what happens when they adjust and it is the perfect thing against the Colts, and the Colts
and
can't do anything about it?
along with that,
Well, how did
we do have to remember that there's a very inexperienced head coach in Indy that maybe the team didn't make the adjustments they needed to combat what the Vikings were adjusting.
There you go.
and I understand that football players typically have egos and can be hotheads and whatnot. And I understand it's a new head coach that a lot of people think shouldn't be a head coach. But it's like they're up 33-0. The Vikings scored once, twice, still not really a big deal. But then it's getting a lot closer. And how does a veteran quarterback like Matt Ryan not be like, we need to start doing something again? How do the Colts not make any adjustments in between, say, third and fourth quarter?
Can you back
That
up a second? I do believe that they did make adjustments because in the second half, the Colts did push the ball up the field a couple times, and the Vikings held right when they needed to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you right when they needed to, perfect adjustments. How do they would be? I'm not saying the NFL's rigged. I'm just saying it. I can kind of see it from those two games that we talked about. It's like, how does that happen?
I also need to just point out that there were 2 touchdowns returned from a picked up fumble that weren't called touchdowns. That's 14 points off the board. Just throwing that out there.
I didn't get to watch.
That comeback was done with 2 minutes left on, and we might have won in regulation. Just saying.
Lance, I saw that you saw it. Phil, did you see the thing I just sent to our Snapchat group? If anything, maybe it's because the Vikings are playing dirty.
Yes. Yeah.
The
In the
butt
trenches,
cringe.
baby. I saw that picture.
The I didn't get the whole caption in it because there was a caption above the picture. But it's like, I completely understand it now. I would, as Matt Ryan, I'd be rattled as fuck if that happened to me too.
Butthole mid game. Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, I don't think Luke thinks that. It sounds like you don't actually think that it's rigged. You're just there's moments that happen that seem too good to be like real and authentic.
That's where I'm at. I don't think that the NFL is rigged, but there are definitely times in these two games in particular where it's like, this seems almost scripted.
Well,
Almost.
yeah,
but
literally. Yeah. I think most Vikings fans feel that way about this game. It was like it was a legitimate Minneapolis Miracle Part 2. Because that first one didn't feel real. Anyway, are you guys good with the debate? I think that went pretty good.
I think we did all right.
Yeah.
I mean, we picked all the other games the same, so
Yeah. It'll be better another week. I kind of figured. That's why I still had the personal teams in there. All right. We're going to jump from the debate segment. We're going to swing right over into Lance's corner. He's going to tell us about the last week in the NFL, and then we're going to let you guys go.
All right. So this was probably one of the most fun weeks in the NFL that I think I've seen, or pretty close to it. We started off with a divisional dogfight with the Niners beating the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Then Saturday kicked it off with, we've talked enough about it, the largest regular season comeback in history with the Minnesota Vikings beating the Colts. And then we had another dogfight up in Buffalo with the Bills and the Dolphins. Buffalo came up on top on that one. Another divisional game with the Browns beating the Ravens. And then on Sunday, we got New Orleans beating Atlanta. Philly took care of business and beat Chicago. Detroit had a last-second play to get the win over the Jets. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Cardinals. Jacksonville wins in overtime over the Dallas Cowboys. In Vegas, we've also talked enough about it. One of the dumbest plays in NFL history, and the Ravens beat the New England Patriots. The Houston Texans tried to play spoiler against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs came up on top in overtime. My Denver Broncos finally got a win. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. Justin Herbert hit a throw to set up a last-second field goal as the Chargers beat the Titans. Joey B comes back in the second half to beat Tom Brady. We had one more dogfight in the division with the Giants and the Commanders. Some questionable calls at the end of the game, but the Giants get the win. And the Packers take care of business and drop the Rams in Lambeau.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Nice recap.
That was a very good recap. Good job, Lance.
Thank
Lance corner. Shaping itself a little bit, huh?
you. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our Week 15 results and Week 16 review of the Huge Sack NFL on the Huge Sack podcast. Make sure you guys like the video, comment. We want to hear from you guys, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to come back for more. We do it each week. Also, make sure you guys swing over to Instagram and follow us. We've been posting, what is it, about twice a week, Lance?
I just
Just
post on the
stories?
story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What's the @ Can you get us the @
I think it's just at huge underscore podcast underscore.
All right, there you heard it. The Huge Sack Podcast on Instagram. Come follow us. You'll hear all about our podcasts that are getting put up on YouTube. So you can go follow us on that too. So you can follow us everywhere. All right, that's the Huge Sack Podcast. Send us off, boys.
Thanks for listening in.
Let's ride.